Hey everyone, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Pressed Flowers 2. This has a coordinating die set and it also coordinates with my original A Year of Flowers 2. So together you can use the line art and the bold to create some really awesome images or use them alone. Today what I'm going to be showing is that now that we have these bold elemental pieces, now that you've got these 4 different leaves, these can also be substituted for petals, and so you can make your own custom flowers by putting these around the separated centers in the set like you see here. I've already die cut my pieces that we're using today, but here are the supplies that you're going to need. In addition to the Pressed Flowers 2 set, going to be using some ink pads. I've got the Gina K Sweet Mango, the Innocent Pink, the Turquoise Sea, and then the Honey Mustard for those centers. I'm just using one medium-sized block. This is going to fit all of the images, the largest one being that sunflower. Then we've got some cardstock here. I've got the Gina K Pure Luxury White, the black Onyx, a piece of white for doing my stamping, and then you'll just want a scratch piece for cutting out those extra pieces. I'm using the die set. So this is for A Year of Flowers 2 and Pressed Flowers 2. They all cut out those images. If you're ordering this from Gina though, it's going to be coming on one of the new really cool black magnet cards that she's carrying. So I received this die set to test them out before that came in, but the magnet cards are so awesome and you can order them separately for your past die sets. It's very sturdy and stiff, so it's not going to flop around, and the entire sheet is magnet. So everything is going to stick to it. So it's a really great storage system. I'm really excited to order some. But the ones that I have picked out that I'm going to be using today, I've got the sunflower, the largest center, and then I'm using one of the leaves, the one that has a rounded end and the pointed end. And then you're going to need some adhesive. So I've got just some of the tape runner and the foam squares, and then whatever die cutting machine you like to use. I've got a Cuttlebug, and I use the C plate, the B plate, and the base plate for doing my cutting. You might have a different system, but I will post that below. And if you haven't seen me cutting these dies before, then you can refer to my first video. Okay, so to begin, let's start stamping out our flowers. So you want to start by stamping one of the centers first. So any of these centers will work. I use the largest one, but I might use both of them, both this one and the round one that normally goes with the daisy. So this one fits in here, this one fits in here, but as I've said before, these are interchangeable, so you use what you want to use. All right, so I'm going to put a large one here, and then I'm also going to stamp this honey mustard onto this little die cut piece. So I always look for that biggest lump, and it's right here. And I'm just going to stamp that on. So that's going to get popped up onto the corner of my card. So now what I want to do is I'm going to do one of the smaller centers just to change this up a little bit. And I think I'm going to change my layout. So we've got a landscape style one right here. Oh, I forgot to cut the Turquoise Sea layer. I'll just do something on the background just to improvise that. But I'm going to do a portrait style one for this demonstration. Okay. So I'm going to put this one up here, and then this final one will be in the bottom corner popped up. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to start by choosing my petals. So I really like for petals this one that has a rounded end and a pointed end. These can go either way, so you can have them with the pointed end and the rounded end out, or you can turn it so that they look like pointed petals. So that's 2 different ways to do that particular one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing that Innocent Pink at the top. And then we'll switch to one of these smaller, skinnier leaves to do the one at the bottom. All right, so I am just going to, and I grabbed the orange instead of the pink. That's fine. I'm going to use orange instead. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by stamping that right onto that edge there. And then I'm going to also just stamp some of them off. So I'm going to do one here, and I'm going to skip a spot and do one here. So you see you're getting the two different colors when you don't re-ink, but if you want them to all be the same, you just re-ink each time. So I'm going to go around. What you can also do is you can have a solid layer of petals touching, but then layer them so the ones behind it are the stamped off lighter versions. We put just a couple more in here. And I'm going to tap this off because I don't want to have that part on there that I removed. Okay, so if you go off the edge like this, let me show you. You can see here you've got full strength on the end, so you don't want that. You need to tap that off. So let me put one more on here and then do another light one in here. So it's done whenever you think it's done. You can layer it up as much as you want to. Put another one there, another one there. And I think I'm going to tap one off and do one more light one right in there. Okay? One more. Okay. All right, now let's switch to our Turquoise Sea. And for this one, I want to use the skinny petal. It has a little vein in it, so I'm going to have the vein coming from the middle or the center there. And you can have these overlap, or you can mask it with a Post-it note, whatever you want to do. So see, I'm going to go back in. And I'm shifting this way, like that. Stamp that off and then put the lighter one in there. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I am going to put a pink sunflower on top of this die cut that I've got. So we're going to use the innocent pink here. And just that full sunflower. And I showed this in the video before that for this one I like to look for this one curved petal and then find that curved petal on the die. Just pop that right in. Okay. And then we're going to pop up the center of this onto the sunflower. And then you look for that big bump if you want to line it up exactly. But you can also have it twisted, okay? And then this is going to get popped up there right on the corner. So I'm going to use another one of my foam squares just to pop this up. I want to put my greeting on, so I'm going to use, I did love you on the other one. I think I'm going to do thank you on this one. So I'm going to do this with the black onyx. I forgot to show that at the beginning, but I've got black onyx here to tie in that mat. And then I also did some embellishing with some Nuvo dots. You could also use some enamel dots if you want. So thank, and then the little U. And you can have that centered, you could have it offset. I'm going to do it just a little bit offset, okay? And then I also cut out one extra petal here. So what I want to do with this, I'm going to show you how you can do kind of like a little loves me not by having those petals coming off of your flower. So I'm just stamping this orange leaf right onto that cut piece for an extra petal. And I'm going to take my foam square. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit since it's a skinnier piece. So I have some scissors handy if you need to trim your foam. And this can go on here just anywhere that you want, but just coming off of that as just an extra embellishment. Let's see, I think I'll put it right about there. Okay. And so let's go ahead and layer this onto our black. And then I had that Turquoise Sea layer to show you how you could stamp just some little dots onto your card bases or layers to create some backgrounds. So I'm just going to do some on here real quick. So the layout that I'm doing, I'm going to put it right here. And I'm just going to make just a little coordinating background here, kind of like a border. So much stuff on my desk today. Okay. So I'm going to take this, and you could use a different color if you want, but I haven't cleaned it, so I'm just going to be using that honey mustard. Just stamping that off. So that makes kind of a fun circle background. Okay. And then we will layer this onto our card base. And then if you want to add some of the Nuvo dots, just for some little black dots to really bring out that greeting, you can. And my dots are right here. And so I just like for the black to kind of play around the card. So take some different sizes. And that's it. So I hope this gives you lots of ideas for how you can use all of these different leaves. It'd be really fun to make something like a chrysanthemum or a dahlia by using this fat leaf that has kind of a little V edges on it. That'd be really pretty. So let me know in the comments which card you like better, the A or the B. And please upload your own creations. I want to see what kind of flowers you would make with these petals. Please visit my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart, for more ideas and inspiration using all of our stamp sets and Gina K Designs and Stamp TV. Thank you for watching today. God bless.